Hey everybody, I hope we're doing good this week. I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I know we sure did. We're working right along to Christmas. I'm going to hopefully get the rest of my Christmas decorations up today so that we can just enjoy the rest of the holiday season. It is going so quickly. Today I just wanted to go over 3 strategies to increase your income and put an end to normalizing debt. This is something we all kind of fall victim to, so I just want to take a couple minutes to talk about that today. If you are watching live or the replay, just drop in the comments, say hi, let me know where you're from so we can get to know each other just a little bit better. So, like I said, most of us have fallen victim to normalizing debt. It's just something our society says is normal and okay, from student loans to mortgages, car loans, and of course credit cards, right? So easy to sign up for a credit card and just charge your purchases. We then realize that with a 9 to 5 job, with a standard salary, it is hard to get out of that debt cycle. So some of us decide, let's start a business, that way we can make our own income, no one can dictate how much we make, and we can start to get out of debt and have a financially free life for ourselves and our family. We don't want the income cap, we don't want somebody dictating how much we can make, and then we are told, cut out the coffee expense, right? Cut out your trips to Starbucks, cut out your meals, and you will become financially free. But truth be told, when we cut out those small incidentals like coffee and meals, we're not really seeing a big change in becoming debt free, right? And then we're grumpy because we don't have our coffee and we're not going and eating our favorite foods. So that's not going to help us either. So when we become entrepreneurs, making money is easier for us than not spending and punishing ourselves when we do spend. So let's add income and work on paying down our debt and becoming financially free. It is easier to add income than to cut costs, especially in today's economy where it seems like the cost of living is just going up and up and up, especially if you're living in South Florida. So, if you don't know who I am, my name is Jayce Anania. I'm owner and accountant of Hooked Accounting Services. I'm looking to really expand into the fishing industry, as that's where I spend the majority of my time. We're actually taking some time this week to get out on the water. We were at the beach yesterday. We're just taking a week to kind of take some time for ourselves to mentally refocus, which everybody needs to do from time to time. So, with that being said, I love being on the water, so I would love to help everyone who's spending their time making a living while being in the fishing industry, because I can relate to your passion. But I also service a wide range of other service industries as well. So with that being said, let's jump into these 3 ways of helping ourselves become debt-free and get a little bit of financial freedom for ourselves and our family. The first strategy I want to bring to you is raise your rates. If you have been in your charter business or your service business for a while now and you're still charging the same rates as when you started, that's really not practical. Your business has expanded, which usually comes with increased operating expenses, right? Your cost of service has probably gone up. Your operating expenses, you've expanded. You're offering new things, which usually when you offer new services, you have new costs incurred with that. And also, look at the last 3 years. Inflation has skyrocketed. So prices are crazy. Gas prices are high, even though they have come down from the crazy prices they were earlier this year. It's still expensive. So as you grow, you need to raise your rates. Think about when you're taking a charter out. You have your fuel costs. You have your bait. I know bait is very expensive. So we need to also include the changes in those prices, increase our prices for our charters so that we can cover those expenses and still make a profit. If you're paying higher costs for your bait and your fuel and food, and you're not raising your rate for your charter, you're not making a profit, or your profit is very minimal. So increase your rates as you see fit. Also, the second strategy is to increase your number of customers. Are you promoting? Are you advertising? Are you building relationships and networks with others in your industry to help you grow your customer base? So a lot of us, we start to get clients when we start our business, and we get excited about those customers, and we focus on those customers, and we focus on maintaining our business, but we start to pull back on our advertising. We don't focus on that as well. You're going to have to find that sweet middle to where you're still maintaining your advertising and your promotion, as well as doing all those other necessities for your business in order to keep a steady stream of new business coming in. Otherwise, you'll plateau, and then you'll start to come down, and then you'll be like, oh, I gotta focus on advertising. This should just be something you do, a natural habit of your business on a daily or everyday basis to make sure you consistently sustain your business. A good way to do this also, and it's maybe easier and a little more cost efficient than some of the heavy advertising, is setting up a referral program. If your customers are on your charter, tell them, hey, if you refer somebody to come charter with me, I'll give you so much off of your next charter with us. So that'll help build that consistent advertising and promotion of your business. If you have leads, if you have services that you use for generating leads, maybe set up with them, or if you don't, look out for places where you can have people send you charter customers and they get a percentage of your profit. This is going to help where you're not out there all the time, hitting the pavement looking for customers. It'll bring customers to you. So that's a couple things you can do. Just remember, always be promoting your business. And the third strategy is to reduce cost of operations. This is something we talk about on a regular basis. If you go back to my business page, Hooked Accounting Services, or even my personal page, you can go back through my previous content, and we cover all of these during different weeks. Key performance indicators. Do you know in your business, by looking at your financials, what are some of the performance indicators you should be looking at? Are you looking at how your fuel cost has changed? How your bait cost has changed? Are you looking at your advertising cost and knowing, is your Google Ads, is that paying off? Are you getting customers from that? If you're not getting customers from an advertising method, then why are you going to continue to pay for the advertising method, right? There's no return on investment there. Your employee turnover. Do you have a high employee turnover? If you do, go back and watch my live from a few weeks ago where we talk about ways to improve your employees' relationship with you to make sure that they're happy so that they can be more productive for you and provide a higher return on investment. Employee turnover is costly. So let's focus on our employee turnover as well and make sure that our employees are happy and they're helping provide the best service to our customers. And then, of course, comparing your average charter cost to the average cost it takes to take a tour out, to take a charter out. Are you making a profit after the fuel and the bait and the other expenses you have to make that one tour? So just looking at those different metrics of your business will help you reduce your cost of operations. Of course, if you don't have your bookkeeping up to date, this isn't going to be helpful to you because you don't have the data to support it. And again, I always say keeping your books up to date is the most important, not only for current period but also prior periods. This helps you compare. You can see business trends that your business takes throughout the year. So these are just important pieces to help you make sure that you are profitable, and these will help you better pay off your debt quickly, and that way you can just focus on the profits. You won't have to focus on paying off a credit card, a loan, an investor. Those all will be paid, and you can just focus on the profit. Bring in money, pay your expenses, and the profit is your strict profit. So remember, raise your rates. Don't stay consistent from day one. Get new clients. Always focus on finding new customers, advertising, promoting your business, and then make sure your bookkeeping is up to date so that you can look at your key performance indicators. You can compare your cost to income and reduce your cost of operations. These are very important in order to keep your business moving forward, to keep you out of the normal, and you won't have normalized debt that so many of us Americans face and are dealing with. Remember why you went into business. You want to have the financial freedom, and you want to have the personal freedom. So, like I said, we're all victims of normalized debt, but let's be one of the small majority that actually come out and on top of our debt and find that financial freedom in our life. Remember, it's easier to make $50K than to find a way to save $50K, to pay off $50K. We came into business, we know we can make the money, you know you're good at what you do, so let's just make sure that we're doing everything we can to make you profitable, successful, and free to do what you want to do with your life and your business. I hope this was helpful. If you need any help with your bookkeeping, with understanding these different metrics of your business, if you have a question about anything we've talked about here today, I encourage you to leave a comment below, send me a message, and I'd be happy to discuss that with you further. Like I said, you can also go to my Facebook page, Hooked Accounting Services, LLC. I am also have a YouTube channel, Hooked Accounting Services as well. I'd be happy to speak with you further. And if you know somebody, if you have other entrepreneurs who can would benefit from this message, feel free to share this video with them. And I hope everyone is getting ready for Christmas and is enjoying the holiday season. Hopefully one of these days we'll get another cold front here. But otherwise, we're going to go out and see if we can catch some fish this weekend. And yeah, we're just going to see what happens. The water is still warm, unbelievably, so some of our winter fish, like the mackerel and stuff, aren't as in as they normally are. People are still out there catching mahi, which are typically a summer fish, but that's okay as long as we're catching something, right? So I hope you guys have a great week. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I will talk to you later. Bye.